Hillary Clinton just confirmed it.
You know, I talk to people in the White House all the time,
Yeah.
and, you know, they know it's an issue. But as I like to say, look, it's a legitimate issue. It's a legitimate issue for Trump, who's only 3 years younger, right? So it's an issue. Once you say that, then you have to also talk about what's at stake in the election. And I'm for Joe Biden for re-election on the merits, because I think he's done a really good job as president.
First, she confirms something we all know, and that is that Joe Biden's age and cognitive decline is a problem for his re-election. But she also confirms something I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. As the pressure builds to replace Joe, they can't dump on him. Hillary said she speaks to people at the White House all the time, and they know Biden's age is a legitimate issue. But he's done a really good job as president. You see, it doesn't matter if they try to replace him on the ticket or not. The Democrat Party owns the failures of this administration. While his age and cognitive ability will influence if someone wants to vote for him or not, it's not why so many people are unhappy with the job he's doing as president. Inflation making our money worth less isn't because Joe looks like a fool trying to find his way off of a stage.
Mr. President, thank you.
The border crisis isn't happening because he can't seem to put a sentence together.
More than half the women in my cabinet, more than half the people in my cabinet, more than half of the women in my administration are women.
Joe's terrible approval rating isn't because he's 81 years old and falls down a lot. And speaking of his approval rating, according to 538, it's around 38%. He's underwater by almost 18 percentage points. And that's not because of his age, that's because of his policies. But they're not really his policies. They're the policies of the Democrat Party. That's why Hillary says Joe Biden is doing a really good job as president. Now, it sure does seem more and more likely that they're going to replace him. His age is definitely a problem for voters. Just check out this headline from ABC News. Overwhelming majority of Americans think Biden is too old for another term. According to the poll, conducted using Ipsos Knowledge Panel, 86% of Americans think Biden, 81, is too old to serve another term as president. And when you break it down by party, a whopping 73% of Democrats think he's too old. That's going to make it hard for them to justify getting 81 million votes again. Of course, we know the tactic they're going to use no matter who the candidate is. Blame Trump and Republicans for everything. A good example would be the border crisis. Joe and his administration told us for more than 2 years that the border was closed.
Martha, good morning. The message is quite clear. Do not come. The border is closed. The border is secure.
Now they blame Trump for it not being closed.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
Look, we just have to drive home to anyone who will listen that the problem with this administration is not Biden's age, it's Biden's political party. It's their ideology. It's their agenda. The Washington elites believe Joe has done a really good job as president. So to Democrat voters, if you agree with Hillary, you'll vote for Joe or anyone they replace him with. But if you're not happy with this administration, just understand that even if they replace Joe on the ticket, they won't be replacing his agenda. They'll just be replacing the face of his agenda. And just know, it's their agenda that's the problem. And that's the simple truth. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you all want to support this channel, check out the links in the description and let's keep putting some common sense back into the great debate.